Hey there. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Adobe Bridge to export a raw file as a low resolution JPEG for a discussion post. So I'm returning to my folder with all my images with Cookie Monster on it. And I'm going to use this same image because this is the one that was edited in the Camera Raw application within Adobe Bridge. I want to now export this as a low resolution JPEG that I'm going to use for, let's say, a discussion post. So I'm going to create a preset. I'm back here on the bottom left corner, along with my other presets that I've already created from the previous videos. I'm going to create another one here. I'm going to press on the plus sign, and I'm going to call this export as discussion JPEG. And in parentheses, I can put low resolution, just as a note to yourself that this is not a high resolution file. Is low resolution really meant only for, let's say, a discussion or maybe emailing somebody or posting on social media. These are quite appropriate. These are appropriate for those types of destinations. A high resolution JPEG, on the other hand, is overkill for social media and a website. It's meant for actually print, or for my class, I want to see a high resolution file so I can zoom in and take a look at the quality of your image. So back to this. This is going to be an export as discussion JPEG low resolution. I'm going to keep the location of the exported JPEG in the same file location. I'm going to check this box and I'm going to create a folder called discussion JPEG. That's what I'm going to call it now. Okay. And then I'm going to scroll down. Oops, this actually got moved by accident. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to keep the file format as JPEG. Quality of the image can be now an 8 out of, I believe it was 12. So this is actually going to reduce the file even more, but you won't necessarily see the difference from a 12 to an 8 when we're dealing with these files. But it will reduce the file size. Now I'm going to go back to the image resize. I do not want this image to be 100%. If you look over here, the image of the size of this is 4,896 pixels wide. That is way overkill for a discussion post, and it is much larger than, let's say, even my 27 image monitor to view the whole thing, right? So it's pretty much unnecessary for us to be submitting this file, and it's way too large. The high resolution version of this is about 10 megs, so that's even too big for a discussion post. So what I want to do is resize this. In a previous video, there's a similar video where I created this preset, and this is where I reduced the actual dimensions of this to resize to fit the longest edge. And I said on that one, I put 800 pixels wide. That is plenty of width to occupy a discussion post, and it actually would work. This preset can actually be used for posting on social media as well. Okay. Resolution, this is important. 300 by default is a high resolution meant for print. So the previous video where I exported this as a high resolution JPEG, that JPEG can be sent to a lab for a high quality print. However, we don't need that for this particular example. We just want to post it on the website or on the discussion post, and this is going to be 72. It's drastically different from 300. 72 is this magic number that it will reduce the file size significantly without seeing too much difference between 300 and 72 because you're viewing it on a computer screen versus actually making a print. Now, if you were to try to make a print of this exported JPEG with 72 pixels per inch, you will definitely see a difference in this low quality image when you do try to print it. But for the internet and websites, Canvas, this is perfectly fine. All right. Don't enlarge is checked. Metadata is included. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. All right. So that preset is now there. If I wanted to go ahead and export this image, click and drag to this preset. I'm going to click on Start Export. And now one file is exported. As you see, a discussion JPEG folder was created. I'm going to go in there, and this file is now 99K. It's not even a meg. And this can be placed into the discussion. Okay. If you feel 800 is a little too small, you can increase that to like say 1000. If I can go back in there, I can go in here, right click on this thing or control click and then edit. I can go back in here and say, well, I want this to be a larger number. You can certainly do that and make it 1000, 1200 or something like that. Okay, that's totally fine. Then hit save and then it'll be there. I'm gonna go up one level, and now notice I have all these presets here. These will live wherever. It's as long as you're using your version of Bridge on your computer, it'll remember those presets. If you're working on Bridge on a different computer, let's say Computer Lab, those presets may not be there. Will not be there because you didn't create it on that computer. There may be other existing presets, but they may not match to what you need for your particular assignment requirements. So you can certainly use Bridge on other computers. Just understand that your presets will not be there. I'm going to go to a different project folder just to demonstrate how to do this again. I created a project 3 folder and I have this all images folder, and I just dropped some images in here. I'm going to look at this image. By the way, if you have an image that comes in sideways like this, you can go up to this area here to rotate, and it's going to rotate that image. This one is on its side. I'm going to rotate it again. Okay. So let's say I'm going to go in here. Let's say I don't need to edit this, but I want to export it as a low resolution discussion JPEG. So notice that the presets are still there. I'm going to click on this image. Let's say I want to export more than one image. Let's say I want to select this one. I'm going to hold my command key. I'm using a Mac, and for Windows, you're going to hold the control key. I'm going to click on a second one. So these two have been selected. Now, I'm going to click and drag within the thumbnail of any of the selected images and drag it over to the low resolution preset. Notice it has one job with 2 files in the queue. I'm going to select Start Export, and it's going to put this into the job queue, and it's done. This was the previous one I just did. I can clear that, and this is the one I just did right now with 2 images. Notice that it did create a discussion JPEG. That was the instructions on this preset. The reason why I don't have a DNG folder or a high resolution JPEG folder is because I have not used these presets within this folder yet. Okay, so if I start to export these images with these other presets, then those folders will be created. All right, that's it for this exporting as a JPEG for discussion video.